and we go crush later.
We're back live with the Humble Prince, Sahara FM Radio. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. Again, tonight's show was brought to you by the Nigerian Diaspora Film Series. Please go to their website, www.nigeriandiasporafilmseries.co. The law offices of Bolanle Mayowa. Please go to their website, www.mayowalaw.com. And the African Day Parade and Festival, their website is www.africandayparade.org. 3 sponsors in one night, goddammit. Unbelievable. Anyway, right now we're brought to you by entertainment news by Toyosi Phillips. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Clap for me.
Oh. Clap, clap, clap. Toyosi, what's up?
Well, a few things have been happening, or a few things happened this week. The major thing in the news, the entertainment world, was Nick and Mariah's divorce.
Right.
Apparently, they've been separated for a while, and people were talking about it, but maybe for those who had doubts, both of them over the past few days cleared those doubts. First of all, Nick Cannon took off the tattoo of Mariah on his back. He had this big, who has a big tattoo of his his wife's name? Anyway, he had this big Mariah tattoo on his back, and he changed it to Jesus on a cross.
Really?
He literally took Mariah off his back, literally and figuratively. So Mariah is no longer on his back. And then Mariah literally.
Yeah.
And then Mariah she pulled a Beyonce last weekend. She was performing in Tokyo. And she changed the lyrics of a song. Right. You know how Beyonce was changing lyrics that time when they were saying, "Oh, Jay-Z cheated," and blah blah blah. Yeah. So she changed lyrics as well to Billie Holiday's song, "Don't Explain." Okay. There's the line that says, "And I know you cheat, right or wrong, doesn't matter."
Right.
And she changed it to, "I know you cheated."
Wow.
Yeah. So it's like it's official, kind of both of them.
You know what? I knew that wasn't gonna last anyway. The age difference. No, I'm not trying to wish them bad, but I don't think men should marry their cougars. Just once the sex is, because after the sex is gone, So
it's not all about sex. We've had this conversation before.
No, okay.
It's not all about sex. I was gonna ask you what you think about people getting tattoos of their partners. You know how Melanie Griffith, is that her name? Right. Antonio Banderas's ex-wife. You know how she had the Antonio on her arm, love in the heart, blah blah blah. What do you think about?
Well, the only thing I'm going to say that the only guarantees we have in life is death. So your marriage is not guaranteed, man. So don't get nobody's tattoos on your body. I'm serious. You're not going to live happily after. You're not going to live happily ever after. You might, but it's not. You might. So why take that chance? Would you get a tattoo with your husband?
Ugh. I don't think so.
Exactly.
I don't think so.
I don't encourage.
I think I'll get a tattoo of my child first.
Yeah.
My child's name first.
Right. That's always going to be a child because that came out of you. So I could completely understand that. But getting a tattoo of somebody because
Yeah. And then also with Mariah, I told you she had the concert in Japan. Apparently it was really
a disaster.
It was a disaster. Yeah. She forgot some of her lyrics.
And
her voice was not, she could not hit those high notes. You know those high all those high Mariah notes. She couldn't hit those notes. It was just it was a mess. It was a mess.
I gotta admit though, she's still one of my favorite singers of all time.
Mariah is Mariah. She's a legend. She's a legend. So, I just hope she gets her act together and get it together.
She's had kids. She's been married once. Let her go find somebody, and because Nick Cannon's going to be. I heard he's getting his
already
all over
the place. So. Not all over the place like that, but he's having fun.
He's out there.
But Mariah seems so fragile. Like I wish I could just hug her. Anyway,
all right.
Raven Simone. Do you remember Rudy Huxtable?
Yeah.
On Bill Cosby show.
Yeah. Not Rudy.
Rudy.
That's not Rudy.
I'm sorry.
Raven.
Right. Raven.
Rudy was the last, not the. Yeah, Rudy was the last born, and then Raven Simone was she was the granddaughter.
She was She was rude.
No,
Was she
no,
really?
no,
I
no.
apologize. Okay, Raven. Was her name Raven on Bill Cosby show?
No.
Okay,
I'll find out, goddammit. Let's go. That's what Google is for, Nick. I got this. Now, go ahead, though. Yeah, right.
Well, anyway, she so last year something interesting happened. Well, when the Supreme Court overruled, well, kind of permitted same-sex marriage, she tweeted,
Right.
she's like, oh, let's see, where's that tweet now? She was like, I'm proud of my government. Now I can finally get married.
Right.
Or something like that. Yay, government, so proud of you. I can finally get married. And people were asking her, like, are you
Yeah, sorry.
gay?
She's Olivia.
Olivia Huxtable.
Yeah. She was Olivia, right. Go ahead.
Olivia Huxtable, yeah. People were like, are you gay and stuff, but she never
Yeah.
really answered it. And then she was on Kiki Palmer's show, the
Right.
new TV show. And when Kiki asked her, like, was this tweet about you personally, or was it like a political statement?
Right.
She was like, she just beat around the bush, like, yeah, it's a political statement. She doesn't like stupid laws and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But she was on Oprah's show. Where are they now? It's a show where Oprah finds people that used to be famous and were
Right,
popular
bring
in the
them back,
past
yeah.
and bring them back and ask them what they're doing with their lives and stuff. So she was on the show, and you know when Auntie Oprah asks you a question, you have to answer directly.
I know.
No beating around the
Yeah.
bush. So Oprah basically asked her, like, are you, like, what were you trying to say? And she kind of admitted, she's like, she's with a woman. She has a girlfriend, but she
Right.
doesn't like labels, so she doesn't want to be labeled as being gay.
Right.
So, but she has a girlfriend.
Well, here's my thing with that. I
Yeah.
understand where she's coming from. You know, you don't attach labels to people because it could lead to stereotypes and everything. But honestly, I think her wish is unrealistic. It's not going to happen. You're African. She said, you know, people don't want to be, shouldn't be labeled as African American.
Oh, yeah.
And stuff
She
like
had that as well. She's like,
That going to change? So that's like saying we shouldn't call white people and black people black.
Right.
That is never going to
she
change.
said she
But-
doesn't like labels.
She doesn't like labels, but you know, when you're rich, you can say stuff like that. You
Is she
know, so-
rich?
Well, I
think
hope she
still
is.
has
She's been
both,
right.
like,
Yeah.
And she had the That's So Raven show on Disney.
Right,
I
so she's
remember
got to
that.
have some kind of, she's
Yeah.
got to be worth something.
Yeah.
So I just want, and she's beautiful too.
She's so beautiful.
Yeah, she's fine. But you know what? I think she's gonna come back. She's gonna go back to
You
the,
and this come back and
She's
go
gonna
back.
go back.
Remember, the orange is the new black.
she's gonna go back to the hammer, believe me. But hey, I wish her all the best. But I just want to say this though. She was Olivia Kendall.
Olivia Kendall.
Yes, not Olivia
Huxtable.
Huxtable. No,
Who was
because
the relation? I don't even remember again.
no,
like-
because she was the granddaughter of the Huxtables, of the
Okay.
first daughter. The daughter, you know, the first daughter married a husband named Kendall or something. So
Got you.
something
So
like
she was
that.
Olivia
Right.
Kendall.
Now, you know, let's just get our facts right because I know people want to call us out and everything. So
Please, they should call themselves. out.
right. Yeah. Wait. Hold on.
Yeah.
Sammy and Nick, you know we can hear you, right? Good. Thank you. All right.
And
Go ahead.
ending with it's sad news. The
Right.
Liberian guy
That is sad news.
that had Ebola. That was
Right.
the first person diagnosed with Ebola in America. He died
Right.
today. Thomas Eric Duncan. He was 42 years old, and he caught the virus in Liberia.
Right.
And was being treated with an experimental drug in an isolation ward
Right.
in the Dallas hospital.
Right.
And he died today.
Right.
I'm angry.
Why?
And I have, in fact.
No,
I'm
say it
just
because I
angry.
think if I think it's what you're gonna say,
Yeah.
I know what you're gonna say. Why?
3 Americans had been flown in.
White people.
White people.
And the only black
I don't
man
want to
died.
say white. I want to say American because he's not American. He's Liberian. But he came in here and they could not treat him, but they could treat like 3 other people. Their excuse was they did not.
Detected on.
No, not that they did not detect it. You know, for the 3 Americans that they flew here,
Right.
they were prepared for them.
Right.
So they were already like wards, everything ready
Okay.
for them, the drugs already, everything. But he just literally walked into the hospital and it was Ebola. And they're like, they did not have the drugs. They had to sign forms to look for the drug or to apply or whatever, request for the drugs and stuff. But that also made me ask, like, is it that American hospitals are still not equipped to handle Ebola?
It might not be. It's not a
So if
disease.
anything
Right.
happens in New York now, hospitals in New York, like hospitals everywhere in all the states are not ready. Like they cannot treat somebody with Ebola.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I don't really have all the facts on that, but I wanted to say this. I don't think, you know, that's the first thing everybody's going to jump on is that, you know, American didn't treat him because he was black. No, I don't think, you know, I think they gave it just as much importance. They didn't want to see him die. I mean, it's a blemish on American health system to see him die. So,
People are angry that that he came in with Ebola. People are angry at him already.
May his soul rest in peace.
May his soul rest in peace.
But he should have been stopped at Liberia though. Liberia shouldn't have allowed him to fly out. They said he lied.
Yeah, they said he lied. And he was not really ill or really sick. Like, he wasn't showing signs when he was coming here.
Yeah,
like,
doesn't
he was
it take
still
like
okay. It takes 21 days or something
exactly,
for it to
manifest
really
and everything. So,
show. But it's just really upsetting because I don't want to name names, but I know that there are certain people that if they get Ebola now, they will they will cure them. They would cure them. So it's upsetting. That's what I'll say.
It could.
Really.
I agree. I hope due diligence was done, but I believe America would do whatever it takes to make sure that he survived. And it's just unfortunate that he passed. Really.
Yeah. So that's the second thing that upset me today. The first thing was Linda's blog, which Omalicha talked about.
Right.
Linda's blog being taken down. That really upset me because yesterday she blogged about how some guy kept reporting her to Google, saying that she was stealing intellectual property. And that has brought up a big debate in Nigeria right now about intellectual property. But Linda is like, we all get news from everywhere. Like, media houses hardly... Once a story breaks, different remixes, different versions come up, and you never know who the breaker of the news is, except it's like TMZ, I don't know, but I know that she credits her sources most of the time.
Okay, I don't really go to the website.
I don't know. That's my daily talk. When I wake up, I pray. I go and read that after Jesus. Yes. Yeah. So she credits her sources. So it was really upsetting to read that yesterday and then to go on her site today and see that it had been taken down.
To be honest with you, I didn't really know the whole story until I posted it early on Twitter, and I was getting backdrops because I said exactly what I posted on Twitter. I'll read it. I said, I support her. I think she's going to make a bigger comeback. And I like the hustle because, I like what she was doing.
Yeah.
And then people started inboxing me and said, well, she plagiarizes, she steals news from people. So, that was just before the show, and I really didn't have time to delve into it further. But if that's the case, and then, the guy, people can be jealous, like, you know what? This lady's taking my information and she's using it, and she's bigger than me and everything.
The guy is also fraudulent,
hold on a second.
in my opinion.
You're live with the Humble Prince. What's your name and where you calling from? Hello? Call back. I didn't even call back.
It's quite upsetting because the guy in question registered blogs under Linda Ikeji's name, which is known as squatting, but it's not illegal, like Omalicha said earlier, but it's just wrong.
Let me. Do you know Yetunde Taiwo that was on?
Yes, I know
show?
Yetunde Taiwo.
You know what she did the first time Twitter came out or whatever?
What?
She took that name Yetunde because she knew that name people were gonna try it, so she has it, and people have tried to buy it off her.
Yeah.
And she refuses to sell it. So I'm not saying what the guy's doing is right, but Linda should have done due diligence.
Linda is in Nigeria. When we're talking about Bella Niger, Uche Pedro, the owner of Bella Niger, I think she lived here for a while. Yetunde has been here. When did Twitter and the rest of these things trickle down to Nigeria?
Right.
They didn't have the what's the thing called
the business
now?
savvy
the
and
business
everything.
savvy. They did not have that mind. That's not the right word, but to start registering domain names and doing stuff like that. We didn't know that in Nigeria. Do you know how long? Like, before Nigeria just started getting in touch with all the, not just, but relative or in comparison to America and the rest of the other developed countries, Nigeria just started being in touch and informed about things like this. So Yetunde cannot be compared to a Linda Ikeji, who was
she should have known
blogging from her room or her house.
But I think she should have even moved off Google.
Blogspot.com. I know now she'll take it serious, like she said. She said now she's going to treat it like a business that it is. It's already a business.
So
someone said she makes $900,000 a year.
That's a lot of money.
How much do you make, Uncle?
Exactly. So I would she has to bear some of the responsibility.
And she should take it more. She should take it more seriously.
And Linda Cage is not the only thing she can use. She can use something else. Whatever she comes out,
exactly.
Yeah,
people will jump
she's made
on
already.
Yeah.
Right. So that's good, man. So thank you for that entertainment news. Really appreciate it. So we're going to take a break, but I just wanted to say that tonight's show was brought to you by the Nigerian Diaspora Film Series, also the law offices of Bolanle Mayowa, and the African Day Parade Festival. And you're going to be seeing the information splashed on the screen from time to time. We're going to take a break, and I think actually one of the guys from the African Day Parade and Festival is here, so I'm going to interview him. Live with the Humble Prince. We'll be right back.